After eons of tyranny, the demon god Adir was finally overthrown by humanity. Though fear of his terrible power endured. And so was formed the hallowed Sentinels. Our duty being to stand vigil for signs of his return. Even exile to another realm could not silence the fallen god forever. And in time, Adir's malignant influence pervaded the world once more. In his hunger for vengeance, Adir orchestrated the return of his demonic army. Light was swallowed by shadow, and with it, hope. A new, grim champion arises. The Dark Crusader. And perhaps it will indeed come to pass that only they who shun the light in order to fight the darkness possess the power to defy a god.
Okay, so that is the intro cinematic for the game. It looks pretty cool and all of that, but I've pretty much no idea what any of it means. And to be honest, I already forgot most of it. There was a girl being sucked into the air and then red stuff coming out of her and a whole bunch of shit like that. Like, it does not make any sense, but anyway. We aren't here today to determine whether or not the story of the game is any good. We are here to determine if the game is any good. So, for some reason this texture in the back is stuttering and lagging, but anyway, hopefully the game won't stutter and lag and that kind of stuff. So today I am going to do a first impression let's play review of the game called Lords of the Fallen. It is not the same Lords of the Fallen as was released, I think, in 2014, around there was the previous one, as far as I can remember. Let's have a look here actually quickly. I did play the other one, the first one, and it was okay. It was totally okay. Not a fantastic game or anything like that. If we look over here, you can see I do have Lords of the Fallen, the first one, in my library. And I have about 30 hours played on it. I can't remember if the game, if I finished the game, quite honestly, I can't remember. It was a long time ago, but yeah, I do have the game. I have played the first one. Quite honestly, I would say that it's okay, you know, it's okay. When the game released, when the first game released, they charged, I believe it was around $50 for it, which is quite a lot, and I wouldn't say that the game is worth $50. The game simply, back then, didn't have the quality to justify a $50 price tag, but a few years after it was released, they dropped the price tag down to $20. And I would say the game is worth $20. I would definitely say this game is worth $20. They then, after that, for some reason, raised it to $30. So now the game is worth $30. So it's really weird. I don't know. The publisher CI Games can't make up their minds, it looks like, because they went from $50 to $20 and then a couple of years or whatever later up to $30. I don't know. Paying $30 for a 10-year-old game is not what I would call a good value for money, to be honest, because there are simply so much better games that have been released since then. You know, games like Sekiro. I have played Sekiro. It's a really good game. Definitely, I would say Sekiro is worth at least $40. And I've played Nioh. Nioh is another pretty good game of this type, a Souls-like game. Surge. I've played the Surge. I actually have featured a video on my channel for Surge many years ago. Surge is not particularly good, but I'm sure these days you will be able to get Surge for around $10 or so, probably. And more recently I have also played Remnant 2, which I did not recommend. I actually did the Remnant 2 review like maybe a month or a little bit more than a month ago, so I did not recommend Remnant 2. It's simply too expensive and it's actually quite low quality, if I have to be honest, so I wouldn't recommend Remnant 2. And I also recently did a review of Lies of P, and I did not recommend Lies of P either. The game has several broken things in the game that you simply cannot have broken in these types of games, like the dodging. The dodging in Lies of P is broken, the keys are not responsive. So yeah, quite honestly, the majority of these types of games like Remnant 2 and the Surge, Lies of P, and even the original Lords of the Fallen, I did not recommend when they released. But let's see today if the new Lies of the new Lords of the Fallen game can be better than the old game. They already, CI Games already have done the thing which I really hate. I really find it to be a sign of a very insecure and very delusional, quite honestly, game developer, and that is doing this type of thing. Obviously they send out the game to various outlets and perhaps sometimes streamers as well, up to a month before the game actually releases, and then when the game releases they get the score from all of the outlets that they sent it to. In fact, not even all of the outlets that they sent it to. They obviously cherry pick the outlets. You know, they cherry pick the outlets, they take the best scores. So I am certain that there are multiple outlets that have given the game like a 3 out of 10 or a 4 out of 10 or anything like that, and they obviously will not put that on this I guess I can say boasting thing that they do. It's actually pretty hilarious that they put IGN France at the top with 10 out of 10, and then they put the normal IGN, which is the IGN which most people put a lot of their trust into, over here at the bottom. Like 8 out of 10 is a really good game. Like 8 out of 10 is a really good game, to be honest. They should put that at the top, but it does not even matter, since anything that IGN says is basically like asking a 5-year-old that you encounter next to the street what their opinion is on a game. IGN's opinion on a game is nothing, worth absolutely nothing. So the fact that they put this, that they even put their name onto this thing, just shows you how either they want to lie and gaslight the people who don't know anything, or it simply proves that they don't know their ass from their elbow, to be honest, because whenever people ask me why IGN's opinion matters less than a 5-year-old boy next to the street, I just tell them that they gave Prey 4 out of 10. And Prey is a very, very good game. Prey is actually, in my opinion, one of the best first-person shooters ever made. It's not the best, obviously, but it's definitely, if I were to give Prey a score, and I don't give scores, but if I were to give Prey a score, then I would give Prey a 9 out of 10 score, and that's saying a lot. I don't give games that high scores hardly ever. Like, if I think of a single game that I would give a 10 out of 10, honestly, I don't think I have ever in my entire life played a 10 out of 10 game. I honestly cannot think of a single 10 out of 10 game that I have ever played. So the fact that other people and other quote-unquote establishments can throw around a 10 out of 10 like it's nothing really just shows you how little they know about reviewing games, and how little you should trust their opinion. Like, if I think about the best games ever made, in my opinion, that would be something like Witcher 3. Is a fantastic game. I would give Witcher 3 a 9 out of 10 probably. Final Fantasy 9, I would probably give a 9 out of 10. Something like Divinity Original Sin 2, I would probably give a 8.5 out of 10. I wouldn't exactly give it a 9 out of 10 because there were many bugs and many broken quests in the game when the game released. Those are probably 3 of the best games ever made, in my opinion, and still I only give them a 9 out of 10 because there are things that can be improved in all of those games. Like in Witcher 3, the combat system is not particularly good and the game had bugs. In Divinity Original Sin 2, like I say, the game had many bugs and many broken quests. There were also some quests that simply did not make sense, like stuff where they do not give you the option to do a logical thing in Divinity Original Sin 2, so the quests also had a couple of issues. And then in a game like Final Fantasy IX, which in my opinion is one of the very best games ever made, the controls definitely could have been better, the character progression could have been better, and the game itself could have had a new game plus, for instance. If Final Fantasy IX had a new game plus mechanic in the game, then it would be a 10 out of 10 game, but unfortunately the game doesn't, so it's not a 10 out of 10 game. So honestly, I cannot think of a single 10 out of 10 game that I've ever played, and I have played thousands of games, literally probably 2.5, maybe even 3,000 games that I've played in my life. Not a single one of those games is a 10 out of 10 game. So, like I say, the fact that the developers can already put any credence behind, even Fextra Life. I mean, fucking hell, Fextra Life is one of the most useless outlets on the entire internet. A couple of these are simply clickbait farms, like just real fucking clickbait farms, and yet they have the audacity to actually put those scores onto this thing over here. So, like I say, the developers are delusional, or they are simply trying to gaslight you. But like I said, the first game, I have about 30 hours played in the game. I did not recommend the game at the original price of $50. It's simply too much. I would recommend the game if it cost like $20. You can get it for probably around $5 these days, if you look hard enough, to be honest. But today we are going to see if the new Lords of the Fallen can be worth $60, since that is what they are charging. Like I said, Lies of P also is $60. I did not recommend that. And Remnant 2 is also $60. I did not recommend that. So quite honestly, I am not holding out too much hope for this game, but I will, as always, review the game fairly and equally. So, the first thing that is an issue, by the way, the review has officially started right now. I know we're 18 minutes into the video already, but I just had to go on a little bit of a tangent and give you guys a little bit of my opinion on the entire review culture and the score culture that is so ingrained in the gaming industry, and just show to you guys that scores don't mean fucking anything, because IGN gave a 4 out of 10 to one of the best games ever made, one of the best first-person shooter games ever made. So you should really not put a single fucking iota of trust in those types of scores. So the first issue that we have is that when you play the game on windowed full screen, they do not allow you to change the resolution. So I'm clicking right now, and they do not allow you to change the resolution at all. That is the first issue that we have. If you're going to ask fucking $60 for a game, you should be allowed to change the resolution. It is completely unacceptable that you cannot change the resolution in a $60 fucking title. Otherwise than that, the game was set to unlimited. The frame rate, that is also unacceptable. it seems that the developers are not aware of the New World debacle that happened, where New World, the game that was released by Amazon, had the FPS limit set to unlimited by default, and New World burned out a bunch of graphics cards that like Nvidia 3080 RTXs and stuff like that completely burned out. So that is what happens when you set the game to unlimited FPS by default. A lot of people's graphics cards will ramp to 100% usage immediately because your computer is trying to get the highest possible frame rate that it can, and then if you have a setup and a computer that is not very well ventilated and not very well calibrated, then you will burn out your computer. That is exactly what happened with New World, and the same will happen with this game if you leave it on unlimited. So the game should never be set to unlimited by default. On top of that, the game has Nvidia DLSS turned on by default. That is not good, so we will turn it off, and we will put the resolution scale to 70%. 70% of 4K is 2K, and since I record my videos at 2K resolution, it is only fair that the game also run at 2K resolution. So we will not be degrading our gaming experience by using Nvidia DLSS or AMD FSR or anything like that. So all of that is turned off, and then the game is running at native 2K resolution. So those are the bad things. You should not have DLSS on by default, you should not have unlimited FPS on by default, and you should be allowed to change the resolution of your fucking game if you are going to charge $60 for your game. I know plenty of indie games that cost $10, $20 that allow you to change the fucking resolution of the game. So also, why is the game set to this low of a quality? That should definitely not happen. So there's Ultra, let's put it to high. I don't have a 4090 RTX or anything like that. I only have a 3080 RTX, which is a pretty good card, but it's not top of the line or anything like that. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. A reflection we can put down a little bit. We can put that down a little bit, that down a little bit. I do not use motion blur, I don't use film grain, and chromatic abrasion is fine, even though it depends. A lot of games do chromatic abrasion very badly, so we will see if I leave chromatic abrasion on or not. We might turn that off, I don't know, we will see. The music is hilariously loud, like holy hell. Let's put it down to there, and then the environmental we can also put down to there. Anything else that we need to change? Oh, the game is a console port apparently. So we will see. I don't like console port games, obviously. Subtitles is fine, that's no problem. Camera shake, I don't like camera shake. We will turn that off. The game does have multiplayer apparently, we will turn that off. And yeah, that's fine. Apply changes, there we go. So overall the settings are not particularly good, and like I said, $60 and you can't even change the resolution of the game when you are playing it on borderless full screen mode. That's really fucking terrible. But anyway, with that being said, let's jump into the game. I don't know why they can't add voice lines for this. Like, how much would it fucking cost to voice that intro? Like a couple $100, not even.
Boris, forgive me. I'd steer this weapon of deliverance to a worthier servant than I.
Possessed the metal for this, Crusader. You failed.
And we get blinded. Okay, straight into the character creator. So, class selection. We have a class selection. Allowed knight, a stalwart knight whose loyalty to the cleric, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that doesn't mean anything. A class focused on physical prowess bolstered by radiance. What is radiance? Radiance over there. What's radiance? Okay, I'm clicking, I'm hovering, it's not telling me what the radiance is. So they don't even allow you to see what the stats actually do or what they are or anything like that. It mentions stuff, but then you can't even see what that stuff is. So they might as well say here, class bolstered by boobity bar, and then you don't know what boobity bar is. Like, you've got no idea. It says boobity bar, you don't know what boobity bar is. That's literally what's happening here. So that's the type of quality already that we are seeing in the $60 game. So let's have a look at the Udiringer Warwolf. Devastating but lightly armored class, driven by raw strength for good or ill. Okay. So basically, at the end of the day, can we change our gender? Yes, we can change our gender. Okay, that's good. So there's body type A, body type B. Okay, so there's basically male, female. Can we have a look at our weapons? Like, they don't really even allow you to have a look at the weapons, the starting items, like... Look at this. You can't look at the weapons, you can't look at your armor, you can't look at your gear, you can't look at your starting items, you can't look at your stats. What the fuck? Like, you can't look at anything. What's the point of providing choices to the player and then the player can't even see what those choices are? You can't even see what your gear is. You can't even see what your stats do. You can't even see what your items do. Like, what the fuck is the point of providing choices if you can't see what those choices are? It's like fucking rolling the dice. Like, I can't see what the damage is, I can't see what the defense is. You can't see what the armor is of your class. Like, obviously, this guy will have a lot more defense and armor than this guy, for instance. Because this guy doesn't have a shield, you can clearly see the armor is not metal, it's not like steel armor or anything like that, and yet they don't even fucking show you what the defensive stats is, don't show you what the health is, don't show you what the attack is. What the fuck? $60. This game has worse transparency than $10 games, and then they have the audacity to already ask $60 for it. So literally at the end of the day, the only information you are given, like the only salient information that you are given that will determine your choice, is your stats. That's literally all. So you can obviously for yourself determine that this class is going to be a very pedal to the metal type class, just attack, 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 whereas this class is going to be the type of class where you are going to want to block, you're going to want to riposte, you're going to want to parry, that kind of stuff. You're not going to just go attack, 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 because then your shield will not come into use ever. So this is a parry class, a block class, a riposte class, anything like that. And your stats will obviously reflect that. So you can't see what your fucking gear does, you can't see what your starting items do, you can't even hardly see any of the fucking benefits of the class. A class for those who would rage at fate and throttle adversity with unflinching blood-soaked hands. Okay, I don't know what that means. Usually these types of classes, like in Dark Souls, you also got a choice like this where it's a much weaker class overall than any of the other classes, but usually the class has a special item. That's usually what you get when you select this class. It usually has a special item. I can't even see what the special item is here, which is really hilarious. You can't even see what you are choosing the class for, which that's just so fucking terrible. I can't even start to explain how terrible that is. This one says advanced class for some reason. I don't know what that means. They don't explain what that means. Why does it say advanced class? It looks like a spellcaster class. If you go to the based on the Inferno, I'm assuming Inferno is magic casting, since obviously strength, agility, endurance, vitality will not be anything to do with magic. Radiance, I don't know what Radiance is, but Inferno definitely looks like it is a magic related stat. Orion Preacher. Okay, so Radiance is healing. We can definitely see Radiance is healing. You can see that immediately from just the overall look of the class. So I like healing. I like the idea of healing, but then it would be heavily dependent on whether or not the class or whether the game has a regenerating mana. Some of these games do have regenerating mana, some of these games don't have regenerating mana. If the game does have regenerating mana, then a healer class or even a magic class like the cultist will be much more powerful than what it would otherwise be. So I don't know, we will have to see. This is like a rogue assassin type class. Once again, can't even see the damage of the daggers or anything like that. Yeah, this class has a bow and arrow. I don't know if the game has unlimited arrows or not. Usually these games do not have unlimited arrows. The ranged classes are not as good, usually. But this one uses a spear and a shield with a lot of agility. This transition takes way too long. Like, it takes way too long to transition from the one to the other one. I'm actually tempted to take a class that has a ranged weapon just so that I can see if the game has unlimited ranged attacks or not. But usually 95% of these games do not give you unlimited ranged attacks. I'm tempted to take this one. I'm not someone who blocks or parries or riposts or anything like that. I do dodge, obviously. You have to dodge in these games. So I do dodge, but I don't parry, I don't riposte, I don't block. So that class might be the best one for me. I don't want a class that has a shield. So this one has a shield, this one has a shield. This one doesn't have a shield. I might take this one as well. This one has a shield. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 classes have shields. And then 1, 2... 3 classes do not have shields, so clearly the majority of classes have shields. I also wouldn't mind taking this class, but like I said, it really heavily depends on whether or not mana regenerates in the game. If mana does not regenerate, then these classes are far less viable. Let's take this one. I'm gonna take this one, and then I just want to see, does mana regenerate or not? It would have been fantastic if we were told over here whether mana regenerates or not, but I guess that is too much to ask from a $60 title. This looks like the face of a man, holy shit. Let's see what this does. Also, all of the faces look Asian. That's just a little bit of a observation. All of them look Asian. I don't know if those are literally the only choices you get. But all of these choices look very Asian. Okay, so that's the best face I can get out to my liking. And then you can change the skin color. It seems those are the only choices. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh no, wait, we are now in a completely different one. Oh, okay, there we go, 19. Okay, so there's 19 different presets, but all of these are presets, so you can even then do something like this, for instance. Okay, that's pretty cool. So they allow you to choose literally any color. That's good. I like games that allow you to choose literally any color. I don't like games that limit you. I mean, it's a fucking game, it's a fantasy. They should allow you to choose any color that you wish, any color that you desire. That's fine. Here. So the color I like these amounts of choices. Like I said, with the skin, they should allow you to make your character's skin the color that you want. The same with the hair. Don't limit the fucking player to choosing like light brown, dark brown, light blonde, dark blonde, and black. Like don't limit the fucking player to 3 or 4 or 5 different colors. Allow the player to make their character the way that they want. So this is good. This is actually good. I like the character creator so far. The information that you're given on the class selection is fucking terrible, but the amount of choices that you are given here in the character creator is excellent. Even though the face design definitely should be different. You're not given hardly any choice with regards to the face design. I actually really like this color. Like in real life, I like this color. Like a cyan type color. Secondary color. Oh, okay. Secondary color. But we can't change that. Why can't we change that? Is it only certain hairstyles that have a secondary color, or what's going on? I like the hair movement. It's not particularly well done. I mean, it doesn't look natural, but I like the movement. I would take unnatural movement over no movement at all any day. So I like the hair, the fact that the hair can move, even though, like I say, it's not particularly well done. But it's not like this is a $60 title, right? So I guess they can get away with having not very good hair animation. It's not as if this game costs $60. I like this one. It's either between this one or this one. I think let's go with this one. I would like it if you could change the length of the hair as well. In some of these games they do allow you to change the hair, but apparently you can't change the hair length in this game. I don't know why. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, okay, so you... Is it like a mix? Like what's... I would have really liked it, like in some games. I think I recently played a game, I can't remember, it's one of the games that I reviewed on my channel as far as I can remember, where you can change the bottom half of your hair. So you can have the top half and the bottom half. That's really nice. This I don't like. I don't like this type of hair coloring. Like, they should allow you to choose the top half or the bottom half or something like that, you know? Like with this, there's almost no reason to even do the mix. They almost shouldn't even allow you to change the hair color like this, because it's such a small change. When you're mixing the two colors, you can hardly even not see it, you know. And then a beard, that's pretty cool that they allow you to put a beard on your character. Doesn't matter what body you chose. That's good. Like I said, choices, you should be allowed to create your character the way that you want. You should not be limited to not being able to select a certain setting simply based on your gender that you chose or the body type that you chose. They shouldn't limit you on that. We can do something like that, but honestly, that would just be for the memes. I don't like that look. That would simply be for the memes, and so that when we run around, we can actually see our beard wiggling, you know, this. But we're not gonna do that. I'm not a fan of that. And then, what's face texture? Middle-aged. Young-aged. Fucking hell, that looks worse than the middle-aged. Like, that looks terrible. The middle-aged looks far better than the young-aged. What the hell are they talking about? Eye color. Okay, we can change the eye color as well. You can change the look of your eyes. And change your cheekbones, all of that kind of stuff. So you can change the structure of your face a little bit, but the starting, well, I guess I can say the base features of your face you cannot change. All of that is determined by the that previous selector thing that we did. Apparently that doesn't do anything. Like, this thing over here determines the structure of your face. So it would have been nice if you could actually change the structure of your face, because this isn't a particularly pretty face in my opinion, but there's nothing you can do about that. Tattoos. Why is it still red? None of these bloody things are making any change. Oh, mouth, okay. There we go. You can't hardly see many of these. Like, you can't see shit there. The point of a tattoo. Also, why does it change the color constantly? Like, if I fucking select the color should stay the way I selected it. Like, I don't even see where this one is. That one you can see, and that one you can see pretty easily. But the other ones, I can't even see where they are. This one as well. You can't even see where this one is. This one as well. Like this one, and this one, you can't see. You literally can't see it. It's nowhere, it's not visible anywhere. This one you can see, but not the other ones. I really hope that we can save these settings, because I will not be happy if we can't save these settings. I don't particularly like the tattoo on the mouth. So there's a forehead tattoo. We can't even see it, obviously, because of our bangs. And none of these are really visible at all. That one is a little bit visible, but overall not too much. Let's have a look at these. That one is not visible at all. Not visible. It's over there, okay. So many of these are not visible. You should be allowed to change the location of the thing as well, because like that's fucking useless. It should be able to be moved up here to the front. Literally none of these tattoos are visible with this hairstyle. That's fine. We will go without tattoos, I think. You can't make it darker at all. It doesn't... Like, I'm changing all of these settings, it's not making it darker at all. Literally, you cannot see any changes at all. What the fuck is the point? Anyway, that looks fine. I'm a little bit disappointed in the tattoo, tattoo system, but what can you do? Okay, head, body. Holy shit, she's a little bit anorexic, to be honest. Okay, so there's thin, muscular, large. How the hell is that considered large? And then thin. Literally, this large, like this girl still is very underweight. Like very underweight. And that's fucking considered large. There we go. That's fucking better. Now that is what I call a quarter pounder. That's how it should be. And then muscular. That looks like a fucking man, but okay. You can even see the what are these things called? Your traps or whatever. Like that's fucking beast mode. And that's a little bit too... that's fine. Skin color we already chose. Tattoos. Like, you can't make this any darker than this. Like, that's really stupid. Some of these tattoos are hardly legible. Like, you can't make it any darker. That's so stupid. And like I said previously, the fact that the color changes every time you select a different tattoo is idiotic. That's better. Like these tattoos here at the top are just so stupid, you can't even see them. I like this one. This intensity thing does nothing, like literally. You move it to the left, no change. You move it to the right, no change. Even the tint, you move it to the right, nothing. Move it to the left, nothing. Like, what the fuck? So that's fine. Left arm, let's see. These tattoos are so illegible, it's not even funny. The choices of tattoos are also not very good at all. Like, you can't even get this tattoo on the arm. Like, that's stupid. You can get this tattoo, like this symbol you can get on the chest as well. But you can't get this symbol on the arm. So there's not a lot of uniformity when it comes to the choices of the tattoos. And then in addition to that, the choices, the actual number of choices are also pretty bad, to be honest. I like that one. We can take that. And then the other arm, we can put one of those as well. Yeah, the tattoos on the legs are not good. I guess that's that. We can go with that one. Okay, so that's the body. We did all of the tattoos, the head, did all of that. Class selection. We are the mage class. I fucking hope we are allowed to save our character. Nope. I don't see any saving that we can do anywhere. So it looks like there's no character saving that you can do, which is really stupid. Okay, I guess that's that.
Lo, the latest receiver of his grace. Great potential dwells within you, doubtless, for you to be chosen thusly. And so does Aureus' wisdom guide my hand in the bestowment of this subsequent boon. Your flesh has been made sacrosanct with the mark of the Dark Crusaders. Prove yourself worthy of this gift. Seek me in the bowels of the bridge. Our work is of the greatest import.
I don't know why they put the subtitles for the cutscenes on top of the screen. I mean, there's literally a black border at the bottom of the screen where they can put the subtitles. Why did they put it on top of the screen? Okay. Yeah. I think I know how to move around. Thank you very much. Mount sensitivity is a little bit high. Let's turn that down a little bit. Camera speed, mouse sensitivity. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Let me just see something here quickly. I just want to check how the game is actually running over here on my MSI Afterburner. Holy shit, okay. It's literally maxing out my graphics card right now. 310 watts. That is the maximum that my graphics card can do. So right now the game looks very good. Like, the game looks very good. But it's maxing out my graphics card. 310 watts on my 3080 RTX. Okay, there's an enemy over there. How do we do spell casting? Okay, okay. So this game, unfortunately, does the same exact shit that Lies of P did. It's one of the things that I also brought up in Lies of P, which is a dog shit mechanic in my opinion, is if you attack a wall, then you get recoil. That's something that should not happen. Because literally just there in this fight, because I fought him over here, I got knockback. So my weapon hit the wall and I got knockback. And that obviously then opens you up to an attack. So that is already an issue. We're not even into the game almost, and that is already a big issue. That is a big issue that is going to affect your entire game, because now you literally have to be always aware to not fight inside a corridor. And if you do fight inside a corridor, like if you don't have a choice, if you're fighting inside a corridor, you will get fucked over by that. You will get fucked over by the knockback. So that is something that should not be in the game, in my opinion. So I'm checking out how my performance goes when I do this. That has had no impact. Let's put it over to performance. And that has had an impact. So now we went from 310 watts of usage to 270 watts. So literally 40 watts gained, and the game still looks very good. You can see that there is, well, you guys probably can't see it on the video because YouTube downgrades the bitrate of the video, but I can see there was a change, but it's a very slight change. So that's not too bad actually. But the fact that the game literally uses 100% power on a 3080 RTX just to run the game at 2K resolution on high, and we're not even playing on ultra, that's a little bit rough. The game runs worse than Cyberpunk 2077, since on Cyberpunk 2077 I can run the game on high at 2K resolution and the game does not max out my graphics card. It doesn't use 310 watts of power, and obviously Cyberpunk 2077 looks better than this game. I mean, there's no question. So this game's performance and optimization leaves a little bit to be desired. It doesn't run terribly, but it is very demanding. It's extremely demanding. They still haven't told me how to cast the spell. What if you press 2? What's this? Okay, what does that actually do? 1 and 2, 1 and 2. What does that actually do? Can we have a look at our items finally? Okay, so they allow us to look at our items now. Catalyst. Severed Hand serves as an Inferno Catalyst, so that gives you spell power. Infernal Orb. Okay. So how do you actually select that? Mana Stone Cluster. Small restores a small amount of mana over time. Okay, so that is probably an indication that the game does not have regenerating mana. Let's see. I can't even... Like, how do you cast a spell? Okay, so that's a heavy attack. I don't know how to cast a spell. Okay, shift is block. And then I'm assuming, yes, space is dodge. Okay. Lock onto a target and then Z and X. Okay. Okay, so that's a lock. But still, I don't know how to cast a spell. Okay, that guy's a ranged dude. With a crossbow, correct? It looks like it. Like, the fact that they still haven't told me how to cast a spell is just so stupid. And that happened again. You see, that's what I was talking about. The... fucking hell. The fact that literally what I was talking about just happened. You stand over here and then you're literally aiming towards the enemy. And then you hit, but your weapon hits the wall for some fucking reason. Your weapon hits the wall before hitting the enemy. And then that causes knockback. Like, it is the most stupid fucking mechanic you would ever put into these types of games. That's one of the big criticisms that I had of Lies of P, and it is also a mechanic that is present in this game. So that is an issue. That is an issue that literally just fucked us over, literally just caused us to die through no fault of our own, and that's something that is going to affect your entire game into the future as well. Like, your entire playthrough, you're gonna constantly get fucked over by that moronic mechanic. I still don't know how to cast the spell. Like I can clearly cast the spell because it says over here Infernal Orb, but like they don't even tell you how to cast the spell. Like, should you hold a button while control? Oh, okay, control. What does control do? It shines a light, and then you have a left click. What's that? Okay, so I'm holding left click right now. Okay, nothing is happening. Right click. Okay, so that's some sort of an attack. I don't know what that is. Okay, let's switch. Ah, there you go. Ah, you see. Okay. So I had to figure that out for myself, because apparently there isn't a tutorial in this $60 game. You switch to your catalyst. I'm assuming that's the catalyst. So you press 2, and then you press control, and then you can attack. Like that. And then I want to see, probably the mana is not gonna regenerate, but I just want to make sure. V to sprint. Why the fuck would you make it V? That's the stupidest thing ever. When locked onto a target, use space to dash quickly around the enemy. Double tapping can roll you out of danger, okay. So let's hold... Oh shit! Okay, so he's also gonna throw me with spells. Take that. Take that, you bastard. Take that. Ouchies. Why the fuck did it throw it to the right side? I wasn't even aiming to the right side. Holy hell. Fucking right over his head. Let's see if we can regain mana in any way. Like, is it possible at all? Oop. No. Okay, so it's not possible to regain mana at all, from what I can see. No. Okay, well, that's what I wanted to see. So the mana casting class, unfortunately, is a little bit hamstrung by the fact that mana does not regenerate, which I've always had a criticism of. Because if you think logically, stamina regenerates. You use stamina to attack if you are a melee class. By the way, why? Oh, we can't skip this. Okay, that's fantastic. Okay, so you can't skip it, that's another issue. Fucking waste of our time. But anyway, let me explain what I'm talking about while the game is wasting our time. So, if you are in a melee class, you use stamina to attack. Each time that you attack, you consume some stamina, and the stamina regenerates. When you use mana, when you are using mana like to cast a spell or anything like that, can we skip this at least? Nope. No. Literally can't skip this. I'm pressing, you guys can hear, I'm pressing everything. Control, space, enter, everything, backspace. You can't skip it. So you can't skip cinematics, you can't skip cutscenes at fucking all. So anyway, when you are using mana to attack, the exact same thing should apply to attacking with mana as what attacking with stamina does. Your stamina regenerates when using melee attacks, so the exact same should apply for using magical attacks. Your magic resource should regenerate just like your melee resource regenerates, and that is something that I have always had a criticism of in games that do this kind of bullshit. It makes the melee classes far more accessible, playable, powerful than ranged classes or mana classes, which is just really fucking stupid. Okay, so now that the game has wasted 2.5 minutes of our life, we can choose... Which one do we want? Do we want this one? It says challenging class to master, but why? Like, why? Why would it be challenging exactly? Like, you're simply dual wielding instead of using a single sword. That's literally the only changes that there should be present between this class and this class. So it just seems stupid. Even though mana does not regenerate, having healing, not on this guy, having healing I think will be pretty powerful. Like if I think about Sekiro, in Sekiro you could heal yourself. Having healing is really quite good, even though that thing over there, that doesn't look like a healing spell, I have to be honest. It would be fantastic if you could see what that spell over there is actually, but it's not as if this is a $60 title, so we have to understand that they don't give you any fucking information for $60. So it's either the werewolf or the stalker. So the werewolf has 16 strength. Or the exile has 16 agility. Eleven, 9. How the fuck does that work? Let me see something here quickly. So I'm just pulling out my calculator over here. 16 plus 10 plus 13 plus 10 plus 8 plus 8 equals 65. And then we go to this guy. 9 plus 16 plus 11 plus 11 plus 8 plus 8. That is 63. So the classes aren't even equal. The classes have different stats. What the fuck is that? This class has less stats than the werewolf. What bullshit is that? That is unacceptable. You can't have, in a game like this, one class having more stats than another class. This one has 63. How can you have different stats for different classes? 13, 12, 12, 12, 8, 8. This one has 65. So, literally, some classes have more stats than other classes. That is unacceptable. That's fucking ridiculous. That's like playing Path of Exile and or Diablo, and the one class is more powerful, has more health, has more defense, has more attack than another class. Like you can't have that. That is unconscionable. 12, 14, 12, 11, 8, 8. This one is 65 as well. So literally, the Exile Stalker and I think the Hallowed Knight it was, are weaker, have less stats in total than the Werewolf and the Ranger and all of that. That is fucking... I don't understand how you can develop a game, how you can make a game and design a game and have one class be stronger than another class. Like, you're not even considering the equipment, you're not even considering the gear. The one class simply is more powerful and has more stats and has more health, damage, mana, all of that kind of shit than another class. That is unconscionable. Like, on the face of it, all of these classes are supposed to be exactly the same, except their stats distribution will be different, and then obviously they will have different gear, but their stats distribution is supposed to be exactly the fucking same. So the fact that it isn't like that is it's unconscionable, honestly. That's fucking terrible. So this guy has literally got more stats than this guy. That's fucking bad. I don't know. I would like to take this guy. I think he might be a good class to play with. Even though I can't see the damage or anything of like that of the weapons or anything like that. But this one has more stats. This one right from the beginning is more powerful. And will continue to be more powerful, because as you gain stats, this class will always have more stats. Like, it will always be more powerful class. Let's take this guy. Why not? Am I now a male or a female? I can't even see. I think that's the female one. And now... oh, that's a male one. Now we have to... oh, that's the male one. What the fuck? Which one is the male? Which one is the female? Okay, that's definitely the male. That's definitely the female, even though look at this fucking face. So yeah, unfortunately, like I said, you are forced to redo your entire character. I mean, they don't even allow you to skip the cinematics. So I'm not too shocked that they don't even save you a little bit of time by saving your stuff, you know, your preset of your character. I'm really not surprised that they don't do that. I mean, it's fucking stupid, you know, it's really stupid that they don't do that, but what can you do, I guess? The developers don't want to save you time, they don't want to add good quality of life features to the game, so I guess that is just one of those things that you have to deal with. The developers want to waste your time, and you just have to deal with it. So I'm just quickly gonna run through this. I think I can maybe remember my choices. My character looks a lot different than my previous character, so clearly this class, this character has different presets than the other class did. But I will quickly run through these and then I will rejoin you guys in a second when I have created my character again. There's no need for you to watch me create my character again. So I'm gonna save you guys a little bit of time and I will see you guys in a second. Okay, so I think we're pretty much the same as what we were. Not exactly the same, I think, but I'm not gonna waste too much time on that. I'm already a little bit over this game, I have to be honest with you. But let's see if playing a little bit more of the game can improve my opinion of it at all. Now we're gonna get that other cutscene thing again.
The latest
and
receiver of
we
his
can't skip it.
great potential.
Literally,
lies
I'm
within
pressing every
darkness.
button on my keyboard and my mouse, and it's not allowing us to skip it. So that's another issue. The fact that you can't skip cinematics or cutscenes or the intro or anything. So every time that you want to start a new character or try another class, or even speedrunners, like speedrunners get super pissed off if they cannot skip these types of things, because this will add 3 minutes, 4 minutes to each and every one of the attempts that they do when they restart the run, because obviously they restart runs quite a lot. It's gonna waste hours of their life if they cannot skip the first 3 to 4 minutes of the game at the beginning. Okay, why is the game lagging so much? Massive lag, look at that. Stuttering and lag like a bastard there for some reason. I don't know why. Okay, so we have this. Okay, but that doesn't... Oh, can we throw stuff? Okay, apparently we have stuff to throw. How many of those do we have? Ammunition. Ammo cost. Okay, so it doesn't exactly show how much ammunition we have. It just says ammunition, ammo cost 1. Oh, so that is our healing thing, like the Estus flask, for instance. And that adds poison damage to your blades. So what is that thing there at the top left with the little yellow bar and that kind of stuff? Is that our ammunition or what? I'm not too sure. Anyway. Oh, I switched to single now. Why? How do I switch? How do I switch back to double? I must have pressed something to switch to single. Oh, tab. Okay, tab. Tab switches from single to double. So if you want to dual wield a one-handed, then you press tab. Okay, so dodge. I also don't like the fact that the game doesn't have auto lock on. You can see there is absolutely no auto lock on. That's a axe. Actually does more damage than mine. But it doesn't gain as much benefit. These gain a C level, you can see over there, agility C, and these gain agility E, strength E. So you will gain more benefit from these, even though I'm not sure if you will actually gain more damage. Is there somewhere where it shows your damage? Doesn't look like it actually shows your damage anywhere. So that's 63 attack power. It also doesn't show the attack speed. So where... Oh, where is the attack speed shown? Like literally, it doesn't show the attack speed at all. Which is fucking weird. Okay, well, let's see. So the attack power increases heavily. I don't know if there's a difference between left-handed or right-handed, but I'm gonna put the stronger weapon in my right hand. Like, how doesn't it show you the attack speed? Obviously, a dagger will have more attack speed than, let's say, a two-handed hammer or a two-handed sword or a two-handed staff. So why doesn't it show you the attack speed? I don't understand. Anyway. Can't sprint in water at all, it looks like. Because I'm pressing the sprint button, which for some fucking reason is V, and I'm not sprinting. Okay, what was the... was it the middle mouse? Yes, middle mouse button to lock on. That is something that we're going to want to use. I don't know what this this other thing does. This thing. I've got no idea what this does, but I guess we will find out eventually. I don't like the fact that shift is block. I'm never going to be blocking, so let's change that. E bindings. B is shift. And then block. Where's block? Block is nothing. That's fine. I don't care that it's nothing. That's no problem to me. There are unassigned actions. Please assign a key. No, thank you. 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 Okay, so this is one of those fucking stupid games where you have to assign a key to all of your buttons, which is just idiotic, but anyway. Can we shift and jump? No, we can't. So it is shift and then F. Okay, that's fantastic. Hey, we're actually now in a different area than what we were. Which might not be a good thing. But let's see. Oh, okay. And that's actually a good thing. Again, why? I'm literally pressing jump. And I'm sprinting. That's so fucking stupid. They make it so difficult. Jump. You have to be on the fucking edge, otherwise you don't make it. That's so stupid, especially in a tutorial section. Okay, so that bastard is gonna throw shit at us. Yeah, come on, move a little bit closer. So recoil against the walls is so fucking irritating. Select the slot you want to modify and equip any available gear with E. Okay. Ranged combat. Press 2 to select the ranged combat mode and press Ctrl to use the equipped long-range weapon or sorcery catalyst. All ranged attacks consume either ammunition or mana. Different ammunition types and different spells have different costs. Okay. How do you replenish them? For bows and arrows and throwables, keep Ctrl pressed. Catalysts, blah 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 blah. Okay, how do you replenish them? If you're gonna give me advice about mana and ammunition, tell me how to replenish them. Yeah, my thing is starting to glow for some reason. Oh, so you're supposed to... Shit. Okay, that's not supposed to happen, I don't think. I mean, I can't get over there, so they're not supposed to be able to get over there. Anyway, in control. And then aim. And then throw. Okay, so you should always look around for stuff that you can potentially trigger like that, you know. That you can potentially throw down to gain access. Moths indicate points of interest in umbral. Select your umbral lamp and raise it. An umbral entity, blah blah blah. Okay, so what are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to follow these things? Oh. Okay, that's an interesting mechanic, I guess. All attacks can be combined. Additionally, melee stances can be switched. Experiment equipping different melee and ranged, blah blah blah. Okay, So there are certain areas that you have to use this thing. I'm just wondering if there's ever gonna be like a secret or anything like that, like a wall maybe, that you can go through, similar to that, but literally like a wall like this, where you have to go through. I guess it will be indicated by the moths, like they said. Oh shit, what's that? Like they said with the moths, you know? What the fuck am I supposed to do here? Can't I do anything? Like, I don't know. The left click does nothing. That's the left click. And then the right click is that. What's F? Okay, well, I don't know. That's something, but it's not apparently something that I can unlock right now or access right now. I don't know. What was that? Press right click simultaneously. Right click. You can do left click and right click together. Oh, okay. Okay, I see. Interesting. Healing, press R, quick access, blah 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 blah. That's fine. I haven't gotten hit yet. You see, there's another one there. Like, why? I can't do anything. Select your umbral lamp, raise it, press Q to transition to umbral. Be aware, as you can only exit umbral at specific points. Oh, is that the points over there on the right side? Okay, interesting. Shit. Okay, so you said control, and then you. Oh, okay. Okay, that's interesting. This is actually really interesting. So the game has like a almost double, you can almost say like a double world type thing. Is that thing friendly or not? Well, I can target it. Also, what's going on with my health? My health now is it reduced or what's going on? Soul flay obstacles. Lock onto them. Press 1. And soul flay the locked target with right click. Okay. Okay, so am I supposed to... No. Lock onto enemy, select your umbral, raise it and right click. While an enemy's soul is exposed, attack it to apply wither damage. Attack a withered enemy to inflict a large amount of damage. Okay, I don't know why you would want to do that. I mean, you can just attack them normally, but I guess if you're gonna be able to do more damage, I guess it is beneficial. Okay. Like I said, I don't really see the benefit of doing that because I probably would have killed him quicker without the umbral bullshit than with the umbral bullshit, but anyway. Siphoning an enemy soul consumes a soul flay charge. Select your umbral, raise it, siphon enemies and blisters with left click to recover soul flay charges. Siphoning also provides additional withered health and gathers the vigor left by enemies in an area. Okay, I don't quite understand that, but okay. Nothing changed. I looked at the top left, nothing even changed. Well, I did gain that other thing, I guess. That one little thing I gained back, but still it's... doesn't seem very good in my opinion. Let's kill this guy just normally without any bullshit. Your health receives wither when entering umbral or performing certain actions with your lamp. Withered health can be recovered by damaging enemies. However, you will lose it all instantly if you are struck. Huh? So do you lose all of the white damage if you are struck? Well, that's fucking bullshit if you ask me. That's a really stupid, unnecessary mechanic if you ask me. But okay, I see there I recovered quite a bit of the white stuff, the white wither as they call it. Those guys are enemies. Maybe I can suck that one dude. But then I'm gonna get more wither. Okay, I did dodge there. That's bullshit. I did dodge there. Am I supposed to suck this guy or what's going on? Saintly quintessence. All that these things do is they restore... Ah, you see, now I gained some of that white bullshit, which is not good. So you should try to do as little actions with your lamp as possible, because the lamp actually kind of damages you. While falling, press left click or right click to perform a plunge. Additionally, lock on for extra accuracy. Okay, I can't even look down. Okay, there we go. Okay, so they don't even allow you to look down. Literally, when I'm locked on, I'm moving my mouse, I can't look down at all, so that's fantastic. When an enemy is soul-flayed, they can be pushed in any direction. I don't know what the use of that would be. Oh, I guess the idea is to push them down there, but what the fuck is the use of soul-flaying an enemy and then pushing them? Like, it just seems unnecessary. What the fuck is that eye there at the top? Prolonged periods of umbral make your presence increasingly known to its inhabitants. The longer you spend in umbral, the more dangerous the beings who hunt you. Okay, that's yet another stupid mechanic, in my opinion. Okay. Yeah, I knew you were gonna do a ranged attack, you bastard. How the hell? I literally went through that guy. What kind of an ability is that? Okay, and apparently they spawn out of nowhere as well. That's not fun. The fact that they can just spawn literally anywhere is not good. I don't know, I don't like this entire umbral mechanic thing, to be honest. I just think it's obtuse. It doesn't really add... it doesn't add enjoyment to the game. It just seems unnecessary. Like, it almost makes the game feel like a puzzle game, you know? Like, these types of games aren't supposed to feel ouchies like a puzzle game, you know? It just, I don't know. it doesn't add to the enjoyment of the game. This entire umbral mechanic thing, it's a gimmick, and it's not enjoyable. I really hope that that bullshit is kept to a minimum, because it's not fun. Vestiges mark places where previous lamp bearers fell. Activate these serves as points of revival should you die in Umbral. Activated vestiges can be warped between and used to beckon other lamp bearers. So it's a campfire. Why don't you just say, hey, this is a campfire, just like in Dark Souls? Much quicker, much easier to understand. Okay, so how much does a single point cost? Holy tits, okay. 1,000, whatever, 800. Okay, how much does vitality? Where does it even say what vitality does? Okay, there we go. 20 health extra. That's quite a lot of health, actually. 20 health is quite a lot. Endurance. So endurance gives stamina and also a little bit of defensive stats, even though it's such a negligible amount of defensive stats, it's not even worth mentioning. But vitality is nice. That's a lot of health. That's almost, well, it's about 7% more health. It's actually impressive. And let's level up. Boom. Block. Don't worry, I'm not gonna block and I'm not gonna parry. Okay, so that's a big boy. Big boy. Let's see. 2. Yeah, if you just want to stand there, that's no problem at all. I have no issues with that at all. It's difficult to get a headshot. And also, when you throw, the projectile doesn't go where you were aiming. Like right now, I'm aiming right on his head. Literally on his head. And then I click, and it hits his fucking chest. So the projectile system is definitely not particularly good. Oh, okay, that's fantastic. So that did no damage. Ah, fantastic, developers. $60 game. Really. Absolutely fantastic. That is the type of fantastic game development that you get from the $60 game. Holy shit. Calm down. Calm down, motherfucker. Calm down, bitch. Okay, I did dodge there. That's bullshit, I did dodge. Okay, that's bullshit. Go look back at the recording there, and you will see my character was literally locked into that attack, which is absolute dog shit. Absolute dog shit. My character was literally locked into a attack animation there from the boss, meaning the boss attacked me, and then the game decided, hey, let's lock this guy into an attack because he's already gonna get hit. That's bullshit.
Give me that lamp.
Once again, they put the subtitles on top of the fucking thing, which is just idiotic. Okay, so on this one, we are gonna die. We're 100% gonna die. Yep, that's understandable. That's how these go usually. Yeah, just kill us because there's nothing we can do. The health bar isn't even targetable or anything like that. And we get a cinematic, just like I said, we are supposed to die. And it's fine, we're gonna be able to pick up our souls again, obviously. That's how the game is designed. Seen this before. Yeah. However, if you were to die again, then it will be permanently lost. That's a fucking stupid mechanic. It doesn't even look like... Yeah, we didn't get anything from defeating that boss. We didn't get souls, we didn't get loot. And I just find it so hilarious that you literally damage the boss and then the boss takes no damage with those throwing attacks. Like, that's the $60 quality that you get from this game. Umbral parasites can symbiotically merge with other creatures, protecting them. Select your umbral lamp and find the parasite. Siphon parasites with left click to destroy them. I'm not in the mood to do that, thank you very much. He's not even taking any damage, or what the fuck is going on? Look at that, his health is down. Holy shit. He doesn't have any more health, and yet he's not going down. What bullshit is that? So those parasites literally make enemies like completely immune. That's fucking bullshit. I already killed you, you bastard. What the fuck is this bullshit, man? Stupidest mechanic ever. Fucking bullshit. I can't even target that thing. This is fucking bullshit. I can't target the other thing. I can't target it. Look at that. I did do the fucking... Okay, there we go. Fucking hell. This is the most bullshit mechanic ever. Seriously. They made this umbral mechanic not only a puzzle thing, like the game is literally like a puzzle game because of this umbral bullshit, as we saw previously in that entire bloody umbral section of the game. And then they make this bullshit. Literally, you cannot damage the enemy. You have to dodge all of their attacks. You have to dodge 100% of their attacks. Then you have to get close to them, like literally this close. Like if they're here, you have to get this close, and then you can suck the fucking thing, all while dodging all of their attacks, and then you can damage them. That is... You can't have immortal characters, like characters that you can't damage. You can't have characters like that in the game. It's the fucking shittiest mechanic ever, honestly. I think I can't suck that one because I don't have the little thing there at the top left. The little circle. I have to get one of those soul things from one of those other things. Like it's such a shitty mechanic. It is obtuse like a motherfucker. It literally just serves to make the game more obtuse and just slow down the gameplay. It's honestly... The game could have been okay. It's not a good game, but it could have been okay if it didn't have that bullshit. Like, already the game is not worth $60 in my opinion, and then they come and stick that bullshit onto the game. Like, they just completely spoil the game in my opinion. What the fuck? There's like an entire wall over here. How the hell are you supposed to get past that? Oh, I almost fell down. So yeah, quite honestly, that parasite bullshit that we just were introduced to is the nail in the coffin. Like I said, the game already, before that parasite bullshit, I already would have not recommended the game for $60. $60, and you can't even change the resolution in the game. $60, and you can't even damage bosses. Like, there's a glitch in the game where certain times you're gonna attack a boss or you're gonna attack an enemy and they're not gonna take any damage. Like, that's fucking a $5 game. If that happened in a $5 game, I would say, okay, that's some kind of a glitch, you know? But not being able to damage an enemy in a $60 game is inexcusable, quite honestly. Completely inexcusable. So that's not even considering the absolute bullshit that is the parasite bullshit mechanic. Like, honestly, that's not even considering that. So needless to say, there is no way in hell how I can recommend this game. It simply is too low quality. Are these the things that I need to suck? No. It's simply too low quality. It has glitches, game-breaking glitches, in fact, where you can't even damage certain enemies. They take 0 damage from your attacks. And the game is too much of a puzzle game. Like I despise games that force you to do puzzles. That's one thing that I really, really hated about Shadow. I think, was it Shadow of the Tomb Raider? Let me have a look here in my Steam library quickly. It was Shadow. It wasn't the Rise of the Tomb Raider. Shadow. Let's have a look here quickly. Oh, am I stupid? Tomb Raider. Was it? Ah, there we go. Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Yes. So, it was Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Fucking hell. Last time I played it was December 2nd, 2019. So that's pretty much 4 years ago. The developers, Square Enix, actually gave me a month of early access on Shadow of the Tomb Raider. And yeah, I just did not recommend the game in the end. It simply, the game is too much. You can see here, I have it in my library, and the last time that I played it was December 2019. It's too much of a puzzle game. Like Tomb Raider, like the normal quote-unquote original Tomb Raider, is fantastic, and Rise of the Tomb Raider is also pretty good, not as good as the original Tomb Raider in my opinion, but the Shadow of the Tomb Raider, like I got a month of early access literally before the game was even released. I was able to play the game for a month, and like the game wasn't even released, like it was before the release date, and already like a week before the game was released I already stopped playing the game, because the game is just so much of a puzzle game. There are forced puzzle mechanics in the game. Literally, it's not like the previous Tomb Raiders where you can just play the game, and if you want to do the side objectives which involve doing some platforming and puzzling and that kind of stuff, then you can do it, you know. Shadow of the Tomb Raider had forced puzzle mechanics, which I just fucking hated, because I don't like puzzle mechanics, and unfortunately this game is exactly the same. Instead of just making a good fighting game, a good Dark Souls game, and then if the player wants to do puzzle mechanics, they can do puzzle mechanics, you know. Some people enjoy puzzle mechanics, no problem. Don't make it a requirement. Don't make this bullshit, this puzzle bullshit with a lamp. Don't make it a requirement, because you are immediately going to alienate all players who do not like puzzles. And there is a large majority, I would say, the people who enjoy puzzle games are in the minority, and the majority of players do not like puzzles. And so you have a game that is in one genre, which is the fighting game, kind of third-person Souls game, and now you have that entire audience, and now you're breaking that audience down to puzzle likers, people who like puzzle games. So you're taking a big audience of Souls-like players, and you're chopping down the game to only be appeal to 20% or 30% of that audience by making the game have required and forced and mandatory puzzle mechanics in the game. So I am one of those people who do not enjoy puzzle mechanics, and that, like, we're not even talking about the low quality of the game. We're not even talking about the fact that you can't see what any of your stats do. You literally cannot see what your stats do. You literally cannot see what any of your gear does in the character creator when you are actually selecting your gear. You can't see the stats, you can't see the skills, you can't see the gear, you can't see the weapons, you can't see the damage of your weapons, nothing like that. We're not even talking about that low quality bullshit that you're paying $60 for. We're just talking about the puzzles, and I do not enjoy puzzles, so because the game has forced puzzles, I do not enjoy the game. So unfortunately, I would honestly recommend the first Lords of the Fallen. Like, if you want it's not really a good Dark Souls game. It's not a good Souls-like game, the first one, but at least it's better than this one. And at least it doesn't cost $60 fucking dollars. Like, I think right now the first Lords of the Fallen costs $30, which is still too much. Like I said, it was $50. Then a few years later they dropped it down to $20, and then a few years later, for some fucking reason, they pushed it up to $30, which doesn't make any sense. I wouldn't mind paying $20 for the first Lords of the Fallen. Like I said, I do have it in my Steam library already, but $20 is fine. $20 for the first Lords of the Fallen is fine. I wouldn't really pay $30 for it, because there are simply other better Souls-like games that you can get for $30, you know, like Nioh. Nioh is pretty good. Sekiro is obviously pretty good, and both of those games you will now be able to get them for less than $30. So quite honestly, this game is worse than the first Lords of the Fallen. It's lower quality, and it costs double what the first Lords of the Fallen did. So there's no way how I can recommend the game. I can't even really recommend the first game, and the first game is better than this game. So there's no fucking way how I'm going to be able to recommend this game to you guys. Like I said, if you want a good Souls-like game, Remnant 2 is bullshit. I already reviewed it. It's a bad game. Lies of P is bullshit. It has the same issues that this game has, where dodging sometimes doesn't work, and there's a couple of other just low quality, low effort things in that game as well. The game Lies of P has no fucking business charging $60. It's not anywhere close to being a $60 game. I think in my review of Lies of P, my review video, I said that it's a $20 game. So if you can get Lies of P for $20, no problem. But $60, there's no fucking way. So I wouldn't recommend any of those games. The Surge is not particularly good, but it's better than this game. Nioh is very good. Sekiro is very good. Sekiro is probably one of the best Souls-like games that I have ever played. Obviously, Dark Souls 2 and 3 is good, but it is far more hardcore. It is far more difficult, I could say, even though hardcore is the correct description. It's not necessarily more difficult, it's just more hardcore than what a lot of players would like. A game like Lords of the Fallen is not as hardcore. I'm talking about the first Lords of the Fallen. The first Lords of the Fallen is not as difficult, not as hardcore as Dark Souls, and that's something that I liked about it. But if you're looking for a good Souls-like game, anything like Nioh, Sekiro, maybe even Elden Ring, even though Elden Ring has its own issues, I certainly wouldn't pay $60 for Elden Ring, but anyway. So yeah, there's no fucking way how I can recommend this game. Rather look towards other Souls-like games, to be honest. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. The developers of the game sent me code for this game, which obviously is appreciated. I probably would, in fact, I definitely would not have reviewed this game if I had to take out $60 of my own fucking money for this game. But yeah, thanks to the developers for making this review possible. It wouldn't have happened without them sending me a key. If you want to see more reviews in the future, then you can go ahead and support me on patreon.com/LFP. I use the money from that to buy various games like Remnant 2. I didn't receive a code for Remnant 2, so my Remnant 2 review would not have been possible if I didn't use the money from my Patreon supporters to buy the game. So if you want to see any specific games, you can message me on any of the platforms and just tell me, listen, I'm one of your Patreon supporters. I would like it if you did this review or that review or whatever game review, you know, because I actually have a backlog of games that I still want to review. I don't have enough time because I spend 2, sometimes 3 hours per review, and I currently have a backlog of around 30 games that I need to review. So there simply are not enough time in my schedule to do all of those reviews. But if you want to see a specific review and you are one of my supporters on Patreon, then simply go ahead and let me know, and I will certainly make a concerted effort to review that specific game. But otherwise than that, thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I will see you guys next time.